สวัสดีค่ะ and good morning. Welcome to Morning Thailand. I want to song Kurahong.
I'm Surada Janasuthanakun.
Now, of course, Kun Chain gonna have to fill in for Kun Phai today. Unfortunately, Kun Phai is a little bit sick. Exactly. So let's start with the first news first. Yesterday, Kun Chain is the Constitution Day, and of course, that it marks a very, I would say, ironic event for Thai. The situation in Thailand at this point, for example, because we are facing a lot of political issues and I think a lot of uncertainties as well.
And so many events happened yesterday, I would say.
And the thing is, a lot of us seems to forget about the fact that yesterday was the Constitution Day, and that's why it was a public holiday yesterday. Now, of course, yesterday, one of the biggest events, and you probably will see on the front pages as well, is a picture of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vachilalongkorn. Of course, he has to acting on behalf of Their Majesty the King and the Queen in terms of paying respect to the statue of King Rama VII. Now they say that yesterday at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, His Royal Highness Crown Prince, along with his royal escort, of course, went to pay respect to the King Rama VII statue. And this is to commemorate the Constitution Day. And they say that this is in front of the Parliament House. They say that on December the 10th of 1932, King Rama VII has promulgated the country's first constitution, and that marks the 81-year history of Thailand. And we have so far 17 constitutions and charters. So yesterday, afterward, His Royal Highness Crown Prince also lay wreath on behalf of Their Majesty the King and the Queen as well. And later on, went to the Ananta Samakom Throne Hall to pay respect, of course, to do a religious ceremony in terms of paying respect to King Rama VII, and that's along with several of the senates as well as civil servants that attended the event as well. Now they say that in other provinces, for example in Chiang Mai, there's also a big event that was held. Kun Vichian Puttiwinyu, the Chiang Mai governor, also led over 1,000 people marching and commemorating the fact that we have constitution right here in Thailand. So a great day indeed yesterday, apart from all the commotion and such.
As well, the caretaker Prime Minister Kun Yingluck Shinawat also pays the respect to the statue of King Rama VII in front of the Parliament House on yesterday as well. Just to give you a brief background, in 1932, the King Rama VII granted the country first constitution, and throughout the history of 81 years of being democratic country, Thailand has had 17 constitutions and charters.
Of course, this is one of the greatest event indeed. All right, so moving on to another interesting event and involving our royal family members as well.
Yes, of course. Today there will be the opening ceremony of the SEA Games takes place in Naypyidaw city of Myanmar, with thousands of athletes and officials, fans from 11 countries members. The theme of this SEA Games is the green, clean and friendship. And most of the events of these games will be conducted in Naypyidaw city, while Yangon, Mandalay and other provinces of Myanmar will host other competitions, including water sport and sailing from today to December the 22. Myanmar is really looking forward to host this event after 44 years of being out of the limelight of the global world. But I would say for this particular games, Thailand, our country, is sending 1,021 athletes and officials to Myanmar. Among the strong Thai squad is Her Royal Highness Princess Siriwanwari Narirat. The princess will represent Thailand in badminton she already represent Thailand for the badminton sport in
Right.
2005 SEA Games.
But for this year, it's
She
a
will
little bit
compete equestrian tournament this time.
Right.
As well, Major General Jaruk, Secretary General of the Olympic Committee of Thailand, is confident that our country will reach the target of at least 100 gold medals, which is quite high. The representative of various sport associations put a figure of total estimation at 112 gold medals. So it would be quite a big number for Thailand. As well, the Thai athletes are expected to dominate events as they quite performed very well in previous editions of SEA Games and other kind of games conducted around the world. The games that we are competing from today, there will be volleyball, sailing, and sepak takraw.
Okay, yeah. Takraw is, we were just talking about the Shinlon the other day, that it was like traditionally originated from Myanmar, which is the host country. And of course, this is Takraw where it's almost like a basketball, but you use your foot to kick it. And it's a wicker balls, which is, I think, a lot harder when in touch. And of course, boxing.
As well, today the game opening ceremony will take place at Wanna Tekidi Stadium in Naypyidaw with the Myanmar President Thein Sein presiding over the colorful event. So I would see if what kind of sport we would get the gold medal, the silver medals, and as well as the bronze medals.
I think this is one of the events that a lot of people normally, and I talked about this with Kuntulips yesterday too, that we normally get really excited about the event, especially sports event, and this is quite regional. But for this year, due to the fact that there's so many things is happening in the country, it just did not get as much hype as it used to. All right, well, we're going to have to wait and see. And I heard that the opening ceremony is one of the things to be waiting and watch for because it's going to be very, very big. A lot of interesting, I guess, tricks would actually be performed as well. So don't forget to, don't miss the opening ceremony. That's one of the things. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get a chance to give you some of the footages of what will happen tomorrow in terms of the ceremony itself.
Yes.
Now, moving on to another interesting news. Of course, we haven't heard much about the robbery cases because it has been obviously occupied by politics and such on the front pages, but of course it's still ongoing. Apparently yesterday there has been a report that in Sakon Nakhon province there's once again a robbery, and this time once again inside the mall.
Yes.
Because if you actually in the Tesco Lotus Mall, there's also, it's not just a hypermarket, there's also several stalls and vendors inside the mall itself, and one of the vendors that normally would be there, or the stalls that would be there, is for the small banks. Different branches would actually situated inside Tesco Lotus itself. So yesterday at the Sawang Dan Din, branch of Tesco Lotus in the Sawang Dan Din district of Sakon Nakhon province, they say that there has been a quite they would say bold move from two robbers altogether. One on a motorcycle, riding the motorcycle, so riding, I guess, a getaway motorcycle. But the other person that wore the pink helmet, he was actually walked up to Kun Siri Rak Pupan, age 28, which is a clerk at the mall, the Bangkok Bank itself. And she said, according to her, when the police asked her for a little bit more information, she was quite shaken. She said that this man came in with the helmet still on, approaching her, and she said that it happened so quickly, it was less than 5 minutes, and she said that he pulled up the knife and pretty much pressed it against her neck or her throat, and she said that she was so panicked, so she grabbed whatever she can, and he got away with over 300,000 baht. He got away in the motorcycles, and that took like less than 5 minutes the whole thing altogether. At this point, the police cannot find a culprit yet, but they believe that this is probably people that actually in the area itself, and hence that's why they were able to get away with this many, that with little time and such. And having said that, there's also a report about southern violence. At this point, we didn't get a chance to report too much about the southern violence because obviously a lot of information has been left behind. However, there has been once again, and I believe that at this point is quite daily, that there has been a report of southern violence. In Yala province yesterday, several incidents took place in separate spots, and they say that one of the spots is the Yatha district. Another, they say that once the police got to the scene, because the witnesses as well as people around the area has reported a gunshot, and once they got to the scene, Kun Sari Saleh was actually on the ground at the time. They say that they found bullet holes in his head as well as his torso, about 3 in his torso, and they say that this is in the rubber plantation. So they believe that this could have been either personal conflict or instigating southern violence. And another incident was Kun Seng Bin Him of the Banang Sata district. This particular person, though, was shot with the AK rifles, and they say that at the scene, there's also a person that got injured, Kun Jat Seng Jat Law, and they say that these two were actually sitting and having tea in front of the store, and then there was a culprit that actually hidden in the forest just came out using this automatic gun and start to spraying bullets. So one person died at the scene, another person was sent to the hospital. In the Krong Pinang district of Yatla province, there's also a report that there has been a fire. One person got shot, Kun Ayub Busu. However, he was injured and he got 3 bullets in the head at the time. But they say that the people in the area sent him to Krong Pinang Hospital right away. However, the wound was so severe that he could not maintain I guess he passed away, succumbed to the wound. And they say that according to the witnesses, there's 2 culprits that actually calling him to stop his motorcycle before they took the gun to his head and then shot him and then just ran away. So once again, they're not sure what is actually the cause of this particular incident. Last but not least, in Pattani province, there's also a report, Kun Ismail Dao, he was shot in front of his house, and they say that 2 culprits as well in a motorcycle just drove by and pretty much shot him in the head. So at this point, the police is trying their best to see what is going on and whether or not these are just trying to instigating violence. And another person, last one, in Raman district of Yala province, they say that they also found another dead man in the car. They don't know yet who that particular person name is, and at this point, probably a little bit more investigation into the case. But overall, it just seems like southern violence is still ongoing, even though it hasn't been mentioned much in the news.
And I think it's quite still on the rise, but for the fact that the street protests and Kun Suthep have taken so much spaces on the newspaper and other kind of social media.
That's true, but it's just, I think this is one of the things that we should look at as well in terms of to fix whatever is going on in our society. All right, let's take a short break because when we come back, we have a lot more updates in terms of the Prime Minister's quite emotional announcement yesterday. A lot of people talked about that. She was in tears, as well as the fact that there's several of the other foreign countries that came out and pretty much expressed their support for the
democratic system to be continued in this country.
Exactly. So stay tuned.